Hey everybody, welcome to Shooting the Shit with Yankee. As always, I'm Yankee, so let's start shooting. Today's topic is a political one. We've done several days of what's your favorite this or what's your favorite that, just fun conversations. Today we're going to get a little more serious. We're going to put on our big boy pants and talk politics. A lot of people say never talk religion or politics. I grew up in a family that said always talk religion or politics, or those assholes in charge will get away with whatever they want to get away with. We got to pay attention to them. We got to challenge them. So today we're going to talk about Donald Trump and the Second Amendment. I'm just wanting to get a feeler for how people out there feel about Donald Trump and what he's done so far and what you think he'll do for the Second Amendment. I've made no qualms about it that I think even if you hate Donald Trump, you should be biting your lip right now and hoping he does something good for the Second Amendment and encouraging him to do good for the Second Amendment, because I think we have an unprecedented opportunity this first 2 years of his presidency to get stuff done, because there's not very many Republicans that'll turn against him at this stage. Now that might be changing in the near future, but if he put forward good constitutional bills to grant to return the rights of the people, I think they would go through. I think there'd be too many Democrats that were afraid to openly stand against the Constitution, and none of the Republicans would defect. So I think it's a great time of opportunity. He just has to do something. And so far, he hasn't done anything. That little executive order thing did next to nothing. I had no power, no bite, nothing. He needs to be getting behind things like the constitutional carry bill that Massey introduced. He needs to be encouraging pro-gun Republicans to introduce legislation, saying, I will get out there on the pulpit and support it. I will shout to the heavens to my supporters, they need to support this and they need to vote for these things. But so far, we haven't seen any of it. So I'm very disappointed. And we're not a week in, 2 weeks in, we're 3 months in now. And I haven't seen anything of substance. I'm hoping I will. That's the one thing I'm keeping doing. I fear that everybody's right about Donald Trump and he doesn't care about gun rights, and he definitely doesn't want to arm the citizens, and all he cares about is Donald Trump, which is not surprising because he's a politician. And that's the way most politicians are. They're narcissists. They're people who put their own interests above everybody else. They're there to have power and get rich. And Donald Trump has shown for his whole life that that's what he's about. So I don't think he changed overnight. I don't think he's a good Christian, any of those things. But I do think he has potential to do some good for the Second Amendment. But so far, we haven't seen anything. But I'm going to remain hopeful, because I think if we start saying, I knew he was a con man, well, then we won't get anything. If people start withholding their adulation until he does do something, instead of just wrapping their lips firmly around his little Donald for no reason whatsoever, when he's giving them nothing, he'll just continue giving them nothing. Because why would you offer to pay for a free blowjob? So that's how I feel. I don't think he's done anything. I'm not convinced he's going to do anything. I'm fearful that he won't, but I'm hoping that he will. Now let's go see what other people have to say, how our viewers are weighing in. And remember, I come on early and have these people weigh in before I even speak. So for people out there who say, they just mimic what you say. No, most of these comments have already been done by the time we start the video. So this is usually their actual thoughts. So let's go over and see what people are thinking. Edgar Cortez says, I question Trump's sincerity on protecting our 2A rights. I think he wants our vote, however. Well, now he doesn't need our votes anymore, unfortunately, because he can't run again. The only way he can have a third term is if they do martial law or something, because the Constitution forbids a third term for the president. So the only way they could do that is if they suspended the Constitution. So he wouldn't need our votes again. So if you think that's the only reason he would do anything for guns, well, then he doesn't have any reason to do anything for guns, because he doesn't get voted on again. So that is kind of sad, actually. Johnny Mandrick says, Donald Trump is worse than a Democrat-y for Second Amendment rights. If a Democrat tries these things, the Republicans would shut down the government. Take the guns first. Yes, that's something Donald Trump said. Yes, and that's a very valid point. And I make that point every day. I say every time we talk about Trump or his policies, I'm like, as long as you continue to make excuses when he does something wrong and you refuse to call him out, he'll do whatever he wants. And that's not usually going to benefit us. What benefits them doesn't benefit us. The 1% is not us. And to think that they're doing what's best for us is crazy, because they won't unless they have motive to do so. And right now, I don't know if there's much motive to do so. And if Donald Trump, if Democrats said the things Donald Trump has said and done the things Donald Trump did, they'd label him as a fucking traitor and tar and feather him. But since it's Donald Trump, they make excuses and they accept it. I've said many times, I think if Donald Trump showed up on the most staunch gun owners, far-right gun owners' doorstep and said, hey, turn over your guns, I got a plan, they'd be like, oh, he's got a plan, and they'd hand over their guns because they've just been conditioned that they can't question him. Mr. Furley says, if the outcome ain't income, he's not interested. That's true. He is very much a bottom line kind of guy. I will say that. Iowa Joe, Trump is scum. He won't do anything for the second. If anything, he is anti-gun, banning bump stocks, and also saying saying to take guns and give due process later is what he's saying there. Yes, he did do all those things, so can't deny that, but I can also still hold out hope that something good happens. And then if he loses Congress after his, during the midterms, then I'm going to be like, fuck that piece of shit, and never gave us nothing. And he had every opportunity to. I'll change my tone. I don't care. I'm very fair weather. You treat me good, I'll be nice to you. Treat me bad, I'll tell you off. Mikey D says, he will do what his people tell him people want, good or bad. He'll do whatever he thinks people will love him for, makes him more popular. That's why I say if people just keep blowing him, though, for doing nothing, he'll just keep doing nothing. You can't give him the adulation for free. You have to demand something from him. And if he doesn't deliver, withhold. He's like a child. You withhold, they change his behavior. Jeff Patterson, an elder in the Church of Phil, by the way, said, don't think he cares much. Better than Harris. I think that he might be better than Harris on a lot of things, but on most things, I don't think that there'd be much difference, to be honest, because I still think no matter who you have, Democrat or Republican, it's all a game to make you think you have a choice. They give you the illusion of choice between these two people that are run by two major organizations. No matter who the Democrats choose, they're beholden to the DNC. No matter who the Republicans choose, they're beholden to the big money RNC, big money DNC, big money RNC. And who controls both the DNC and the RNC? The same 1% of billionaires. Or the same people control both sides to give everybody the illusion of choice. So I don't really think it would be much worse. I think it'd all be pretty much same old, same old. So a lot of the things people bitch about being, no other president would have done this. That's the only time I'm like, good. That's what I want to hear, that no other president would have done this. I'd like to see where that goes. Edgar Cortez, one of the great things about getting old is that I no longer care what other people think, and I don't seek other people's approbation. Yeah, I mean, I've never really been a big person that cares what other people think. If you've known me since high school, you know he does his own thing. He always has. Not much of a people person, and definitely not a people pleaser. But yeah, as you get older, I just don't give a fuck anymore. Me, it's been more about like things like my appearance and stuff. Like used to be, I wouldn't go to the grocery store looking like a slob. Now I'm like, I don't go around like a homeless person. I don't give a fuck what people think about me. Officer Tater Hater chimed in and says, President T needs to get on his New York credit card, get on this New York credit card thing. Well, someone said that in my video today, which has gotten no views, by the way. I thought that would get views. I thought people would be interested in them making a big step like that to take our freedom and our privacy away from us. No one cares. They want sensational stuff. That's not sensational. But yeah. Someone said, as soon as Donald Trump hears about this, it'll be as soon as Pam Bondi hears about this, what are they going to fucking do? They got no power over state laws. And to pretend they don't know about it, that's crazy. They know. They've known about it since it was a bill. They don't care. I think it's just people that pretend they care. Once he knows, he'll do something. Like they know. Don't pretend they don't know. You make yourself look stupid. To the person that sent me that email earlier. Not that Officer Tater Hair don't make himself look stupid all the time. He does, but not in this case. Dale Rickety said, Donnie Boy sucks at everything. Screw him. Did you put the K in there because that's what YouTube makes you do, just be able to say that? Adam Jacoby says, Trump is not pro 2A. When it comes to 2A issues, his Democrat side comes out. The bump stock ban is proof. The I'm pro 2A, but is getting old. Yeah, it does get old. It gets old. And I don't know if it's necessarily a Democrat side that comes out. I think it's its elitist side that comes out. I think it's his 1%er side that comes out, because that's who really drives the anti-gun. I think it's not any political party. It's the same 1% of people that are setting all the policies. And like I said, giving you the illusion of choice and using topics to divide us. Go Shadow said 2 bad choices, worst of the 2 lost election. I don't even know if there was a better option. I think when you choose the lesser of 2 evils, you're still choosing between the evils. And is evil ever a good option? George Powell, dictators don't want armed citizens. Well, that's for sure. Mark Lax said, I don't think he's for 2A, but I'd like to be wrong. Me too. I can't sit here and consciously say that I believe in my heart, but I hope I'm wrong. I hope it happens. So I'm not going to kill my chances just because I don't think it's ever going to happen. So I'm going to kill the chance of it ever happening. I'm going to hope it happens. It's kind of like Bigfoot. I can't sit here and try to convince someone Bigfoot lives, but I hope he does. And I choose to believe because it makes me happy. I don't try to convince people that they're wrong if they don't believe, because I know that the evidence ain't on my side. I just choose to believe and be happy. Serpentine Secrets. He won't do anything meaningful or permanent. So far, that's been true. Aaron Talks Firearms says Trump is a fraud. In a lot of ways, I do agree with you. Felice Shanice said, I think this tariff thing have him a bit occupied. I don't think it does have him occupied, because I don't think he does a lot of work with it. I think Peter Navarro and all the other people deal with it, but I've never seen anything like this occupy all of a president's time, period. He could make time for other things easily. How long does it take him to stand up in the Oval Office in front of reporters and say, I support this bill because it gives back the rights to the people that the Constitution originally granted them or confirmed for them, and we've been infringing upon. And his own advisors say he works about 4 hours a day. So I don't buy that he's doesn't have time to do anything. But that was Phyllis Shanice, by the way. Felice Shanice. Teddy Two Gun says the 45 72-inch BFR is a sexy gun. Well, that got nothing to do with what we're talking about. I guess I should probably save that for the next chat. But he just weighed in with that. But that looks like that's the end of people weighing in on the Trump issue. How about you out there in 2A land? Are you hopeful? Do you trust him? Do you not trust him? Do you think nothing's going to happen? Do you think he's got something planned? Whatever. How do you feel about Trump on the Second Amendment? Can he do no wrong? Can he do no right? Let me know in the comment section below. I look forward to hearing from you. If you want to weigh in on any of these topics in person, come to our live chats. We do them every night, usually at 6 p.m., except for Wednesdays when they're at 7. So come on in, join in on this conversation. Stick around for the open chat after, where you can talk about whatever you want, which is what we'll be doing right after this chat. So don't anyone go anywhere once we sign off from this. We're staying live. We're doing the America Guns and Freedom podcast, which is an open chat between me and my viewers. So stick around. As for the rest of you, thanks for weighing in today. Thanks for keeping the conversation rolling. Love hearing from my audience. And I'll see y'all again tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe until I see you again.